Hey everyone, it's Nina. Thanks for joining me today for a new video. I don't know about you, but I use birthday cards all the time, and my birthday card stash was starting to get a little low. But when I saw the new kit from Simon Says Stamp, the May 2023 card kit, best year yet, it is perfect for making birthday cards. So I ended up making 3 in total. Now I'm only going to show you 2 today, and I'll show you a sneak peek of the third because if you want to see how I made the third project, I encourage you to go on over to the Simon Says Stamp Instagram account and watch the reel that I'll be posting there at 5 o'clock Eastern Time on Friday, April 14th. In today's video, we're going to walk through these 2 cards. Bright, colorful. I'm going to show you a couple of fun techniques on ways you can use the color blend cardstocks from Simon Says Stamp in these cards. I used them in 2 different ways, and we're also going to use a lot of the other fun elements that are part of the kit. This stamp set is super cool. This is the best year yet stamp set, and there's a lot of great greetings, but also some great birthday imagery as well. I'm picking out quite a few of the stamps, and I'm lining them up inside of my MISTI with some white cardstock so I can stamp them with some black ink from Simon Says Stamp. This is intense black ink. I'm going to be doing some Copic coloring for these images, so I want something that's going to work well for Copic markers. So I have all my images ready to go. I'm going to actually color them with the markers off screen, but this is what I wanted to show you. There are glitter gel pens included in this kit. And what you can do with these is you could either color the images straight up with the glitter pens, or what I'm doing is I'm using them to add highlights of glitter on my project. So I've colored the present with pink and orange markers, and then I brought in the orange and pink glitter pens and added some details. I colored the bow with a little bit of orange to make it sparkly, and then I added some polka dots to the present. I also used those gel pens on all the other presents, the cakes. I added highlights to the balloons. These were really fun, and they are really smooth gel pens. They work very, very well. I'm really impressed by them. And all the colors are super fun, bright, and go with the kit beautifully. Okay, so my images are colored and cut out. Now we're taking one of the color blend cardstocks, and I'm also pulling in these A2 MARQUEE dies. These aren't part of the kit, but these are a great border die. It cuts out the rectangle and then adds this gorgeous marquee around the edges. I used that to cut down my panel, and now I've cut a piece of stamp packaging to be a tad larger than my piece. I'm using that plastic to create an edge-to-edge shaker, so this is going to get wrapped around my background panel here and form a pocket that I can put sequins inside. So I'm using Simon Says Stamp Terrific tape and putting that tape all the way around all 4 edges, and I'll remove the release paper for 3 of those edges. That way I can start laying my plastic around my panel and into the adhesive. That adhesive is going to grab onto that plastic, and we can just cut off any excess that might be hanging off the sides, and it's ready to go be filled with sequins. But before we do, I want to stamp on it. You can stamp on this plastic. I recommend using something like StazOn ink. There's all sorts of different colors for StazOn. I'm actually going to use white today. You could have used black or color. But we're going to stamp this birthday wishes stamp and also some of these cute little stars around the greeting. And I just carefully pressed that down into the plastic and then lifted it up very gently so that way I didn't smudge the greeting. It dries pretty quickly though, and so you don't have to worry about that smudging and after about a minute or 2. I'll fill up my shaker with the sequins that are included in the kit. These are the surprise party sequins. And then finally, I'll remove the release paper off that last edge of adhesive and fold that last bit of plastic into it. So our shaker is ready to go. Now we just need to start decorating the front. Of course, we already have our sentiment along the top. Now I'm going to attach my stamped images along the bottom. I ended up stamping and coloring a whole bunch of images and then picked and choose which ones I wanted to use on my finished cards. So I actually have some leftovers that I can use for future birthday cards. This entire piece got popped up onto a white card base, and check it out. How much fun are those sequins floating around on that pastel color blend background? It looks really, really cool. And then those fun images that we stamped from the best year yet stamp set, I love how that glitter pen added such beautiful details to them. All right, card number 2. I'm going to bring in one of those really cool greetings, and I'm stamping this onto some white cardstock that I've already die cut with one of those A2 MARQUEE dies. Now I'm taking some peony ink from Simon Says Stamp's Positively Saturated line, and I'm going to stamp that along the left-hand side of my card. I'm going to stamp this a few times. Twice I stamped with peony ink because I wanted it really dark, And then I'm going to stamp it a third time with rose ink. Rose is the next color of ink in the trio that peony and rose are part of. So I'm going to ink up the bottom portion of the greeting only and then feather that out with a blending brush. And now I'm going to have a two-toned effect. So now the bottom of my greeting is even darker than the top, and we get this really cool ombre. I'm attaching my present on the right-hand side of the card, and it's going to hang off a little bit, so I'm going to cut that off. I'm also using some of those star images again, and I'm going to stamp these with pink. I want this to kind of feel like it's part of the greeting. I didn't want the present to be all by itself. So by adding the stars, it really makes it feel like it's part of the whole thing. I'm also going to do a little bit of ink blending along the edges of the right-hand side. So I'm using a little bit of ink to add it across certain spots on that side, and I'm allowing some of that ink to catch on the present because that allows it to feel like it wasn't placed on top. It's actually part of this background. All right, so here's our other color blend technique. I'm going to emboss this paper. I recommend misting it with a little bit of water before using it inside of your embossing folder. So just mist the water in the air and then kind of run your paper through that mist. Then you're going to place it into your embossing folder and run it through your die cut machine with the sandwich recommended for 3D embossing folders. Because this pattern is extremely detailed and it has a lot of small dots, it ended up going through the core of the paper. So you're actually seeing some of the white core show through. But that's okay. We can take a little bit of ink and find colors that match really well with the background and just rub that ink over the white that's showing, and you'll never know it happened. So now we have this really beautiful background that has so much texture, and that was the Dibble dot pattern from Simon Says Stamp. I love that pattern because it really went well with the marquee style that we've got here, and I love that the colors matched so well with the colors of my cake. So that is card number 2. All of these cards utilize products from the May 2023 card kit. This kit is bright and beautiful. It's got a lot of really fun products that can be used together to make so many different birthday cards. Don't forget, if you want to see this card that I made, I'm going to be showing it over on the Simon Says Stamp Instagram account. You can watch the reel there. That'll be getting posted on their Instagram on April 14th at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. So I hope you'll come and check it out. I'll also share the reel over on my Instagram stories too. I hope you were inspired by today's projects. Thanks so much for watching this video. I can't wait to come back and share more with you all. But until I see you again, I hope you have a very wonderful day, and thanks for watching.